O'clock Board of Supervisors regular meeting. I'd like to thank you all for coming today. First item on the agenda is approve the minutes of the February 8, 2011 regular meeting and February 9, 2011 special meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item number 1.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and second. Any comments? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 2 on the agenda is receive and place on file drainage repairs. We have none at this time. Item 3 on the agenda is approved bids submitted by Jensen Builders Ltd. in the amount of $597,000 for the Webster County Law Enforcement Center mechanical upgrades as recommended by Halo Architecture, and further authorize chair to sign contract documents at the appropriate time.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item number 3.
I'll second
A motion and second. Any comments on that? Not all in favor?
that. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4 on the agenda, receive and place on file Veterans Affairs Commission quarterly report for a period ending December 31st, 2011.
Chairman, move it. Second.
A motion and second. Comments on that? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5 on the agenda, receive and place on file General Assistance quarterly report for a period ending December 31st, 2011.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item number 5, the General Assistance Quarterly Report.
Motion and second. Any comments? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6 on the agenda, accept proposal regarding 2233 Dawson Drive.
Chairman, I'll move item number 6.
I'll second that.
Motion and second. Any comments?
I was just curious what this was. We had a subdivision, or what was this?
No, what this is to replace a driveway that was removed through miscommunication between the owner and the county. So we're providing materials to the property owner to relocate his driveway so that it does fall into the approved plat. So we will be in compliance.
So the driveway will be on the private drive or on the county road?
It will be on the private drive. It will not be on the county road.
Anything else?
How much will it be for the county to do that?
Engineers' estimates, looking for exact amount, engineers' estimates, we have 2 different culvert sizes, and we have to determine which one will be either 1,248 or 1,305 in our final determination of culvert size.
Any questions? Mr. Clark?
How much longer are we going to keep getting raises on this building over here for the law enforcement center? That's one of my questions.
You mean change
Anybody
orders?
know?
You mean change orders?
Yeah.
Bob?
Come on, Clark, you want to go after you?
Do I want to go after you?
If you don't, I will.
I'll throw myself out here. We will probably see change orders occurring pretty much throughout the duration of the project. And this is primarily because of the nature of the project being a remodel project versus a new construction. Just the nature of remodeling and whenever you open up walls, ceilings, and things like that, and finding conditions that were undetected at the time of the original walkthrough and development of the job specifications and overview and things like that, you run into things. So, we will probably always be dealing with some change orders on this project. There have been some deductions as well as some increases.
Okay, most of that I've seen so far have been increases, and it just seems like it's an awful lot of money.
There was a $60,000 decrease.
There is a 60,000
Last week
60 and
it
change.
change.
Well, it was 60, over 60,000, 64 or something.
Okay, but this $597,000 probably comes to change.
That's for another project completely.
That's
It's
for
the
the
heating
whole
and
project. That's for
cooling.
the whole project.
That's for the whole project? All right, explain it.
So, according to
That's
that's for the HAV.
Yeah.
We didn't bid that.
Okay, back up just a little bit in that in the beginning, there were things such as the outside skin, the windows, and the ceilings, et cetera, that were bid in the beginning, or contemplated were. Then, after more discussion, and after folks who worked there took a look and started visiting with us, it became clear that the air quality and the transfer of air wasn't what it should be. You'd have in one room, you'd have a very hot area in one, you'd have very cold in the other, and it was impossible to adjust the heat source or the cooling source because the way it was set up. And so, are you gonna go back in, put a lot of modeling money into this, and then find out you still have heat over here and cold here? Then also we discovered, or it was a known fact, but there were more problems with taking the heat out of the courthouse and putting it over there, because there's no boiler over at the LEC. This heat source came from here. That generates or creates problems for the heating of this building, because as you fire it up over there, then we get the heat whether we want it or not over here. So ultimately, we decided to bite the bullet and have HALA farm out a design for a HAB system. So this is the system, and I think that it came in less than what he'd anticipated in the beginning, frankly. But we decided, okay, I guess we better do this and do it right in terms of that.
And I was saying, Larry, that this is a totally additional project, and we're gonna have one more, and that's the renovation of the jail.
Right.
So there'll be actually 3 total projects, and all 3 of these have been budgeted for and are included in the financing that has been arranged through.
That's what I was wondering, because it doesn't really come, the way this is laid out here, doesn't really say, well, it's a bid for exactly some project. It doesn't say that.
Okay.
The original bid on this HAV system was like $1.1 million.
Yes.
It came in $597,000.
I want to tell them the bid was last Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have known about it anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah, we bid, so it came in way under estimate.
Right.
And I'm gonna give you one more example, or one more thought about the major changes of the bid. In the beginning, it was thought that we did not have to replace carpet. And it may come to pass that there are certain areas, for example, in the courtrooms, where we don't replace carpet. That carpet looks pretty good. There are other areas that have significant wear, such as in the sheriff's department, where it's going to be silly to go ahead and do all the improvements, the ceiling, the painting, and so forth and so on. And then number one, try to salvage that carpet down there. And number two, when you do salvage it, you still got more new carpet. So we're going to be looking at where we need to put new carpeting, but the carpeting itself was not contemplated in the original. So we're going to have an add-on there. And finally, some of the steps, and especially on the east side going down to the basement, are broken. It's a vinyl cover.
You can't throw caps on some of these salaries that are, seems like almost every week. This one doesn't have to be one, but you're having raises for so-and-so's deputy or someone working there in the office or something like that. You're short of money now. You're gonna be a lot worse off if you keep allowing this to go on if you don't put a cap somewhere. Is there any way you can do that and break the contract like the governor did?
A lot of those raises are steps. Like a deputy starts the first year, he
Right.
gets a wage, and then he's here for 3 or 4 years. You know, it's a step. So you know, the cap you're talking about the top.
Right.
Most of the raises we're giving are in between.
Right, I understand that. But there has to be a stopping place temporarily, we'll say for maybe 2 years. And then you can go on again as the money comes in, is what I'm saying. In other words, you put a stop to it now, and maybe you can gain a little bit, until we can get some ministry in here or something to make it flourish a little more.
You got to remember, we did that last year.
Yeah, I understand. I just wondered if there's anything to be done.
And this is, like I said, this is the last year on some of those contracts we have with the unions. So we will be.
Motion to allow claims?
So, sorry.
So. Favor?